Ready to activate. Yeah. All right, so we're preparing right now for the final quarter activation. It's the final quarter moon. So that means that last week we had the full moon activation, so the whole picture was revealed. And by that, I mean that the major themes of this past monthly cycle has been revealed. We have all the pieces to the puzzle, and this activation is all about how can we integrate everything that's happened so far. So how can we best let all that information, all those lessons, all the blessings sink in so that we can move forward with the most grace, with the most ease, and without crisis. These activations, regardless of how clear you think you are, these activations can always help to clear things up even more, to refine the vision even more. It helps us to kind of eliminate the extraneous thoughts and hold on to only those which are going to help us move forward in the best way possible. So efficiency is key in the science of... All right. So as we move through this final part of this lunar cycle, we give thanks in advance for the wisdom that comes in to help us do so in the most efficient way possible. So while everybody's tuning in, just go ahead and let go of all of the cyclical thoughts you've been having, all of the feelings you've been holding on to, all of the patterns. Just let them all go. Ask them to take a seat just for a moment so that you can create a space within yourself for the answers to come in. Because if you are filled with those same thoughts that you've just been having on repeat every day, then there's no space for this wisdom to enter. There's no room for it to enter. And so how I like to do it is I like to enter my heart. I like to sit in that place, that timeless space within. And in that space, you and I are one, so you can meet me there. You can tell your thoughts, don't worry, don't worry. If you're still relevant after this reading, I will welcome you back in. But for right now, I'm going to need this space clear. Thank you very much. Okay, so we're going to enter Aquarius season. So you can keep that in mind as well as we close up this cycle and enter a new one. This final quarter is all about integrating so that we can allow all the information to sink in and then let it go and create a space for the new moon next week. So how can we close up this cycle? What's something we're ready to leave behind? What's the current challenge? Who is the ally, which at first is disguised as a fear, but when transformed is revealed as the ally? And what is the future going to bring us? Stepping into the new moon and Aquarius season and all that good stuff. So something we're leaving behind. Starting off with a 5 of Wands for what we're leaving behind. The 5 of Wands is all about competition. So you can see it's like these young men are fighting, but none of them are hurt. And they're using their wands, rods, whatever you want to call them, which represent fire, spirit. This is all about putting your ideas out there and also being receptive to the ideas of others. Putting your heads together. It's about creative competition, more so. And no one's hurt because we're not talking about a physical and actually physical competition. No harm can be done when we're using this energy in the appropriate way. So it looks like because we're leaving this behind, this is what we've been going through a lot. We've been going through putting ourselves out there, putting ourselves on the line, sharing our creativity, opening to the ideas of others without judgment, just open. Now we're leaving that behind. For what? We're going to see. We're moving toward, I'm going to skip to the future. I feel like I'm supposed to skip over the challenge and the ally right now and go straight to the future, just so we can see kind of what we're leaving behind and what we're going into, And then we'll see what is the challenge in between. So again, what we're leaving behind is the 5 of Wands. Sharing our creative expression, opening up to the ideas of others and how they share their creative expressions. Moving to the Queen of Cups. She's the heart of hearts. Queens are water, cups are water. The water of water card. So this is the heart of hearts. It looks like we're moving into our own center. The focus is going to be less on sharing and extroversion, social, putting ourselves out there. The emphasis is going to be less on that now and more on focusing on our own heart and what it wants and what it feels. In order to do that, in order to go deeply into the heart of the one, of self, we have to kind of pull away from the outside world a bit. We have to kind of chill with all of the action and the fast movements and the creative expressions and kind of just quiet things down a little bit. We can't listen to our heart with all that noise going on. We can't tune into the quiet space of the heart with so much movement and activity. Fire, water. We're leaving behind some of this fiery energy to move more into the watery energy of the heart and our emotions. Do you feel that? Like it's time to slow down? Because until we do that, we cannot hear the quiet voice of the heart. The heart is linked to our intuition, and it's a very subtle voice. It's very quiet. It's always with us. We can always hear it, but we have to tune in. We have to tune out of the rest of the world and tune in to self. So what is the bridge from the past to the future, from the fire to the water, from the action to the non-action and meditation? Let's see. The challenge. The Ace of Cups. Beautiful. So this is the bridge to the Queen. The Ace of Cups is the bridge to the Queen of Cups. Very appropriate. Aces are initiations and new beginnings. And again, Cups is water. It's the suit of the heart and emotions. So it's time to really focus on this image. I say this all the time, and I'm going to say this again right now. The reason I use this deck for these readings is because of the way that the pictures are drawn. It's because of the way that the universal symbols are depicted. They're very simple and they're very easy tools to use. So when I say we have to hold this vision, I quite literally mean this vision. Because when we try to create our own symbol representing what this card represents, it gets very hairy, okay? So let me start by saying what this card represents. The Ace of Cups, again, aces are initiations and new beginnings. Cups is the suit of the heart and emotions. So this card represents an overflowing cup, clearly. An overflowing heart, a full heart, which means a heart full of compassion. So we can try to create our own image and symbol for that in our mind's eye. And a lot of times what will happen is we put symbols into that vision that are attached subconsciously to other ideas, other concepts, memories, whatever. Things that bring us out of this here now moment. But when we take the image from the card, a simple overflowing cup like this, just like this, it helps us to get outside of our own mind, our own thoughts, our own memory bank, and invoke those qualities within this archetypal energy that are beyond this life, beyond our individual life right here, right now. It helps us to tap into the source of this archetypal energy from the beginning of creation. That's where the real power lies. That's why I say to use the imagery of these cards, because it helps you to bypass the thoughts of your subconscious mind and those of the collective subconscious mind. These symbols hold so much power. They are so simple, but so profound. And so in order for us to leave this fiery action, creative expression, all this movement behind and move into the center where the heart is, we need to get in touch with that overflowing heart of compassion. We need to tune into that space, and the best way to tune into that heart space is by developing compassion. So we need to switch our focus off from this putting ourselves out there and making things happen, and take a break, take a rest, and remember why we're really here. I just wrote about this yesterday, and I got some great feedback on the post, and I really wasn't expecting it. It's something that I say all the time, that I share all the time, but yesterday Spirit was like, write this out right now. And so I did, and hours later I went on Facebook and I saw that this post got so much attention and so much feedback. And it doesn't matter that it's something that I say all the time. It needed to be said and seen right then and there in that moment. And what I said was, we should not ever forget. It should be daily, and it should be all throughout the day as often as possible. We should not forget why we're really here, what this experience is really about, which is really summed up by this card. It's about the light of compassion and embodying that light. And so you can see that light of compassion like an ocean. And then as it divides into the rivers, it becomes the different virtues that live within compassion. And the virtues are many. So there are many rivers that lead to that ocean. And some of those are patience, acceptance, kindness, honor, gratitude. These are all these virtues, when we embody them, bring us to a frequency of that light of compassion. They bring us to a frequency that matches that of the original emanation, the original light, before everything fragmented. That's why we're really here. Every experience is being offered to us as an opportunity for us to embody the true light that we are, so that through our human senses, we may actualize it, do something with it in a world that is so greatly transformed by such light. That's why we're really here. This is the reason back of all reasons as to why we are here. And we share this purpose, all of us. So it can become easy to forget that when we are out there rubbing our ideas off on each other and trying to make things happen, keeping busy with all of our ideas. And we forget the original idea behind all those ideas. We forget the purpose as to why we're even doing all this movement and taking all these actions. We are meant to act on the true original light. We are meant to actualize that light. That's why we're here. So if we could just take a break from all the movement and all the madness and get back to our heart center, which is where we're headed, we'll remember the true purpose. We'll remember our true purpose as to why we are even here. So we need to get back to that understanding that we are here to each have an overflowing cup. So that if we do our best to make sure this happens, there will always be a surrounding circle of those people with that overflowing cup, even in those moments when we don't ourselves have it. If we all do our best to have this overflowing cup, or this heart overflowing with compassion, this being overflowing with compassion, this light, then we'll always help to fill each other up when we're lacking or when we're struggling to get there. That's really the key. So what's the hidden fear as we move through this process, as we remember that everything here in this life experience is just offering us endless opportunities to embody that all virtuous light, which in any given moment, there's a special route to take in the form of a virtue. In any moment, there's a virtue we can embody. In any moment. We never have to sit around like, oh, I don't know what to do. to get inspired again. I don't know what to do to be filled with purpose again. I feel depressed. I feel angry. I feel sad. There's always a remedy, especially when we're feeling super down, especially when we're in a really low vibrational state, when we're feeling angry or we're feeling jealous or resentful. Especially when we're feeling those things, the virtue that needs to be embodied is very clear, because the answer always lies in the opposite. So for example, if I'm feeling resentful, if I'm feeling resentment towards someone, then chances are what I need to feel is forgiveness and acceptance. And the more I feel that, the more I'll neutralize all the feelings of resentment I've had up until that moment. And then I'll tip the scale when I consistently stick to that forgiveness and acceptance. At some point, I've got to tip the scale and go even beyond neutrality. If I'm feeling anxiety, it's time to surrender. If I'm feeling impatient, it's time to just fill myself with patience and be so excited about that task. Because let's say I'm impatiently waiting to hear back from somebody about a job opportunity. And then I say, oh, wow, I'm experiencing impatience. That must mean I should experience patience. I hear a lot of you going, well, how do you just shift that? You're feeling impatient. How do you just shift that and all of a sudden feel patience? Logic comes in a very spiritual way, actually, in that moment. When we say, wow, I'm feeling really impatient about receiving this call back. How do I just invoke patience? I say, oh, yeah, of course. I remember the real reason why I'm here now is not to get this job or to hear back from this person. The real reason I'm here is for this test right here, right now, to prove to myself that I can perform alchemy, that I can transform this impatience into patience, no doubt. And I'm not going to lose to myself, especially once I have that conscious realization. Now I know. Now I remember the real reason why I'm here. Of course, it's not to get this call back or get this job. That shit is impermanent. It's not going to go with me beyond the grave. But what will go with me is that cultivated light, that cultivated virtuous light of patience, which is a part of the light of compassion. In accepting this opportunity to embody patience when I'm feeling its opposite, I build that light within myself and within the one, and that light is forever there. Spiritual work is never lost. It goes with you beyond this lifetime, beyond the next lifetime, for eternity. That's why we're really here, is to cultivate that light. You see, so whenever you're feeling angry or resentful or impatient or anxious, allow that to be an opportunity to snap you back into awareness as to why you're really here. The game of cultivating more light. It's kind of like in like a video game where you have to find all the gold coins. It's like that. Remember the real reason why we're here. When we cultivate the light of the virtues, that is a reward that is truly sustainable for eternity. And chances are, whatever situation is angering you or causing you to feel resentment or impatience or anxiety, chances are that situation is impermanent anyway. So are you really going to allow yourself to fall victim to that? To sit there wasting every opportunity to build a light that will stay with you for eternity. Don't miss out on those opportunities. Whenever you're feeling shitty, remember that it's all about those moments. It's in those moments that we have the opportunity to cultivate the most light and gain a reward that will last forever. It's not about the thing or the place or the person, the situation that's upsetting you. It's about how you're going to transform your feeling in that moment to something higher. It's how you will commit to transcending those shitty feelings and cultivating a light that will last forever. That's why we're really here. Don't be fooled by the details outside of yourself. Every situation is only ever offering us an opportunity to expand our one light. And with that said, let's get to our final card. The final card being the fear, which is its false appearance, because really beneath the fear is the ally. 9 of Wands. So we have 2 Wands cards and 2 Cups cards out of the 4 cards in this reading. So half of this reading is fire and half is water. Half is Wands and half is Cups. So the 9 of Wands being the fear, which transforms into the ally, looks like this. Let's start with the fearful side. The fearful side of this looks like, man, I don't know how much more I can take. I feel defeated. I don't think I can last. I don't think I can get to that place within my heart. I don't think I can get to that overflowing state. I don't think I'll ever feel that compassion that you're talking about. I feel beat. That's what the fearful side looks like. And when we transform the fear, it alchemizes into the ally. And it looks like this. I have been through a lot, yes, but all of my suffering and pain is impermanent, and it's all been worth it. And I trust that at my hardest point, the gift is right there on the other side if I just stick to it. I must keep going because the reward is right there on the other side of my fear. I have everything I need within me to reach that place in the center of my heart. So the ally is all about determination of spirit. Perseverance is the key word here. Keep going. Don't lose your faith. Keep things simple. Like I said a few minutes ago, the imagery in this deck is so powerful. Keep the imagery in your mind's eye simple, because the more you add to your vision, the more complex you make it, the more the ego mind has a chance to destroy it, to sabotage it. Because every symbol, every image, I mean, even a color is attached to so many other concepts and ideas that are not only our own, in our own memory bank, but in the memory bank of all of our past lives and all others, all other life forms, because we're all connected. So the more we complicate our visions, the more we give the ego mind a chance to sabotage that which we wish to manifest. So keep it simple. If you truly feel like, man, I don't know, I'm ready to give up and I don't think I can reach that place in my heart. I don't know how to feel that state of compassion. I don't know how to embody it. Quit your wasting all of your energy on what you don't want, right? What's that meme? Worry is a prayer for what you don't want. Quit doing that. Stop being a baby. It's not as hard as you're making it for yourself. A child could do it. You can do it. Get out of your state of self-pity. Know that at your hardest point, the gift is right there on the other side when you just trust. Let go of your worry and your disbelief that you will make it to the center of your heart. Just know that you will. You can use the image of the Ace of Cups. You can Google it, print it out, whatever, screenshot this. And just see that overflowing cup and know that that is your heart's potential. Know that there's nothing that you really need to do or say that is so extreme to be able to get to the center of your heart. It's quite easy to get there. And that, quite frankly, is the goal of life and this experience. It's not hard. Take it one step at a time. The first step is remembering why we're even here, which is to embody the light of the virtues, so that ultimately, as we embody more of each of those virtues, they begin to work together, to bond together inside your heart, creating a ring of light which resembles the original emanation, the all-virtuous light of compassion. Baby steps. Baby steps. Google, read, whatever, research, get some inspiration on the virtues, what they are. What are the different virtues? There are so many. And all these virtues bring you to the same frequency of compassion. They are all rivers that lead to the same ocean. In any moment, in any experience in life, there is one virtue or another that we can call in, that we can invoke, that we can embody because it's already inside of us. All we need to do is recognize and open up and allow it to do its work. If you guys haven't seen on my YouTube channel, there's a video called How to Be an Ally to Your Allies. And this is such an easy but profound concept to understand. Know this, that we are already perfect in another dimension. We already exist perfectly in a spiritual dimension. But that's not why we are here. We are here to actualize that light, to crystallize it in this physical realm. And so you have all the virtues inside of you. And when you say, I'm not brave, I'm not patient, I can't be kind right now, those virtues are inside of you. Like, I know you can be. You are lying. I am right here. Open up and embody me and let me do this work for you. Let me do the work. You are all those great things. All you need to do is open up and believe and allow that to come through you. Just like we need these virtues, we need honesty, we need kindness, desperately need patience. We desperately need gratitude, to be filled with gratitude. That's the magic. Just like we need these things, they need us too. Because without us and these bodies and these senses, that beautiful light that all these virtues share, that beautiful song, that frequency cannot come through and do its work. We are the instrument to play that song, the song of their shared light. Without these instruments, these human bodies, that song can't be sung, it can't be heard, it can't be seen. And it's more beautiful than the song of any instrument or even a choir, even a whole choir, even the best choir you can think of. It's a song that only we can sing together as a human family. And beyond humans, all sentient beings sing the song together as one. It's the most beautiful song because it's not only heard, it's seen, it's experienced through every sense. It's being played by life for life. So again, the beauty of that light cannot be experienced unless it's through us. What a great gift, what a great responsibility and purpose. May we not forget this because we're so busy doing, and thinking we need to make this, do that, say this, be that. May we remember what we're really here to do so that when we return to this at some point down the road, because right now it's about going within in the heart, but when we return to putting ourselves out there, may we return to that point in the story with more awareness of who we are and why we're here so that we use our creativity, our fire, our passion, our actions more wisely, collectively for the one. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. Again, it was half fire and half water. 2 wands cards, 2 cups cards. Super powerful, super powerful. If you missed this, feel free to hit replay. The video will also be up on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/RebeccaMagic, magic with a CK. If you've missed any videos before, you can go ahead and check them out. They're all uploaded to that YouTube. Go ahead and click subscribe if you haven't yet so that you get notifications whenever videos are uploaded. These videos every week are totally free. There's no obligation. It's for the collective consciousness. I love doing this with you guys. I love seeing you all tuning in and doing the work for real. Like, I see everybody expanding so greatly, all on our own paths. And when we converge, we come together for something like this. It's just so magical. Also, I do private readings one-on-one. That's why I'm here. It's what I'm here to do. So you can always message me and we can set up an appointment. You can also email me. If you don't want to message me here on Facebook, you can email thearchetypalactivator@gmail.com. Or you can email me at rebeccamagichanneling@gmail.com or shoot me a message on YouTube. What else? Also, I do one-on-one tarot lessons. So if you're more interested in tarot lessons and not just having a reading, go ahead and message me or email one of the emails I told you. I really love doing the one-on-one tarot lessons, but if you do a private reading with me, it's also a lesson pretty much, because you get to experience the archetypal qualities of each of the cards, and if you can keep your mind focused not only on the personal aspects but on the spiritual aspects that are coming through, it's easy to get familiar with each of the cards and then do readings for yourself. So if you want to get to know this archetypal alliance that exists at the foundation of all of creation, which means, yes, inside of you and me, then go ahead and book a reading with me, or feel free to explore my YouTube channel. It's all free. Or schedule one-on-one tarot lessons. That's why I'm here. All right, guys, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next week for the new moon in Aquarius season. Yeah! Where are my fellow Aquarians at? Where are you at? My birthday's coming up, February 5th, Aquarius. We are entering this awesome season. I'm so excited to share it with you guys and do these next 4 activations for the new cycle. So I'll see you next week for new moon. Peace. Shalom. Oh, and Shabbat Shalom. Boom.